Hey there everyone, it's Nikki Torres in the 4 News Now First Alert Weather Center. I am filling in for Katarina today so we can look at your Saturday forecast. We've got some wet weather on the way. That is mainly for tomorrow. It looks like for today we're just going to finish off with some sunshine. Sunset time yesterday was about 5:20, I want to say 5:23 p.m. Let's look at for tonight so that you can capitalize on every minute here. Yeah, 5:23 p.m. for this evening. So if you're wondering, sunset time, you have until then to enjoy some of that sunlight out there. Here's your temperatures as of right now, and again, it's about 3:45 in the afternoon. So keep that in mind for these current current temperatures rather. 47 degrees right now in Deer Park. It's 45 in Spokane, and still seeing some low 50s over in Moses Lake. Tri-Cities right now is seeing 60 degrees, so looking pretty good in terms of that. We can look into the neighborhoods a little bit here. 45 degrees for Spirit Lake and 47 in Liberty Lake. It's 48 degrees over in Spokane Valley. Now, we are going to get down into some low 30s for this evening for those overnight low temperatures. That is slightly warmer than it has been over the course of the work week. This work week for our overnight low temperatures, especially towards midweek, we were seeing temperatures in the upper teens and even the low 20s. So these are pretty near average this time of year. You can see this evening we are expecting 34 for Spokane Valley, 31 over in Sandpoint, and 34 degrees for that overnight low temperature in Moses Lake. Take a look at the satellite radar loop. You can see there is little spots here and there of some moisture, and a lot of this mainly is up towards the higher elevation, so for the mountains. You can see Bonners Ferry saw a few showers here and there over the course of this afternoon. Tomorrow, again, is when we are expecting some wet weather in the forecast. What you'll notice is that weather forecast that we had initially planned for earlier throughout the week for some of that wet weather, what we were saying was that it was going to come in Sunday night into Monday morning, but it looks like, according to the models, it looks like that should be arriving a little bit earlier throughout your Sunday, so that might change your plans, maybe if you were planning on doing something outside, because we might see some rainfall out there, mainly towards the afternoon hours rather than the evening hours, and I'll show it to you here in just a little bit. Wind speeds. So wind speeds is another thing that we are keeping an eye on for tomorrow as well. We are seeing very strong wind speeds in our forecast for your Sunday. For tonight, right now, this afternoon, 17 mile per hour winds gusting throughout Spokane from the southwest, about 13 for Coeur d'Alene and 10 out of Moses Lake. 14 mile per hour winds that is coming out of the west and Pullman. Here's your day planner for tomorrow. So again, wet weather mainly for the earlier part of the day. That is different than what we forecasted for earlier throughout the week. So for your morning hours, especially just towards the valley floor, we are expecting some light rain showers. You might see some drizzle here and there, but towards this afternoon, or excuse me, towards tomorrow afternoon, we could still see some of that wet weather throughout the lunch hour. Different from what we initially forecasted for. It might be a little bit drier for tomorrow afternoon into Monday morning versus what we were talking about before when we thought that this weather system was going to kind of roll in throughout the evening hours. And you'll see it right here. This is a 24-hour forecast. Let's see if I can pause it to the points I'm talking about. So there we have midnight, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., there we have it paused at 8 a.m. This is tomorrow on Sunday. Notice that blue band on the left-hand side of your screen. That is coming straight over western Washington, so mountain passes. Be very mindful of that, especially if you're traveling for tomorrow, if you're going to be driving across the state. Pay attention to the mountain pass reports. See what the conditions are like. If there are any delays or any closures, it's something you really want to pay attention to, because you can see right there for tomorrow morning, we might see some light snow showers here for our local mountains, but towards western Washington, they are going to get hit with it first because it is a west to east weather system. So if we fast forward a few more hours throughout the morning, I want you to pay attention to this. So throughout the morning into the afternoon, that's where we start seeing this wet weather building in. That band kind of pushes into our area towards eastern Washington. What happens with that, however, towards the valley floor, we kind of lose the bulk of the potential for snowfall, and that really kind of falls onto our mountains. The snow level for tomorrow is about 3,000 feet, is what is in the forecast. So we are looking at a lot of rainfall here for mainly the earlier part of the day, for late morning towards that early afternoon for tomorrow on Sunday. But for our local mountains, that's we're also expecting some snowfall there as well. So if you're towards the valley floor, still expect some wet weather. It's just, it might not be so much snow as it is rain, but we still might see a little bit of that rain-snow mix throughout the forecast as well. You can fast forward a few more hours and notice how it still stays stays pretty wet towards the afternoon hours for western Washington, but towards eastern Washington and our region, we are staying relatively dry. I want you to see the forecast here as well for tonight. So, again, we're going to continue on with the sunshine that we're already having here. Going to stay mainly clear for this evening. What we are looking at, however, is some patchy freezing fog, and we all know what comes along with that is some low visibility levels as well as some slick spots on the roadway as well. So if you're going to be driving late for tonight, that is just something to keep in mind and be mindful of, because we may also see that again for tomorrow morning. That freezing fog may also carry into our early morning commute depending on what time you are going to head out tomorrow. 45 degrees is what we are expecting for that afternoon high temperature for tomorrow, slightly above average. That is mainly kind of the mid-40s range, low 40s is what we are expecting all throughout the rest of this next work week, and it's kind of what we already saw from last week as well. Again, chance for some rain and snow. I mentioned that we are also keeping an eye on the wind speeds as well. So coming out of the southwest, we're going to see wind speeds right around 15 to 25 mile per hour winds. That is mainly for the afternoon. Towards the morning hours, it could be right around 15 to 20 mile per hour winds, but also gusty winds are coming as well, up to 35 miles per hour. Something to keep in mind there. Could make for an interesting hair day, as I like to call it. I don't like to say bad hair day. I call it an interesting hair day. We'll look at the map right here for tomorrow's high temperatures. If I can skip through this a little bit. Tonight's low temperatures, you can also look at that again. 35 for tonight in Coeur d'Alene, 31 over in Sandpoint, 29 for Bonners Ferry. Here is the high temperatures for tomorrow. Moses Lake, you'll be in the low 50s, 44 degrees if you're going to be in Pullman for tomorrow on Sunday. I'll skip through this so that you can see the 7-day forecast. This is what we're expecting for next work week. So really tomorrow is just that only day that we're keeping an eye on some of this rainfall and snowfall and wet weather. A lot of weather action is going to happen for tomorrow and Sunday, and then after that, we're going to stay mainly dry, mainly clear as well for our work week and even into the weekend as it looks right now. Mostly sunshine, which is nice. It could look pretty similar to what we saw for the latter half of this last work week as well. Notice how the temperatures, we are going to get considerably above average because we're going to be in the mid-40s, which we typically in Spokane, the high temperature this time of year is about 41 degrees. So tomorrow being at 45, that is already above average. As we get into Thursday and Friday, 52 and 55, that's about 10 to 12 degrees above average, so it will feel a little bit warmer, but we aren't expecting a lot of wet weather, so it's a good day, or week rather, to spend some time outdoors, go to the park, take the kids, and maybe hit the park or walk around or whatever it is that you like to do. We are on at 4:30 this afternoon for our newscast, so you can see all of your local weather and news updates on there. And again, with that rain and snow coming in, snow mainly for the mountain passes, you really want to pay attention. If you're going to be traveling this weekend, just kind of check in with DOT and see kind of what the past conditions are like. And you can always download our 4 News Now weather app. We also have the 4 News Now news app. You can find them in the App Store. They're free, and then you just sign up for some push alerts, and those updates will get sent straight to your phone. You don't have to go looking for them. All right. Happy Saturday. Enjoy.